Hey, everybody, I'm Rich G.
And I'm BJ Flagg, and this is episode 327, Some of Our Favorite Things. Rich, I'm going to love this episode.
I know. Welcome to the Small Business Show. We know you want the best year, and we have a plan to make that happen.
Welcome to Some of Our Favorite Things end of the year special, where we're wrapping up some of the style by sharing the business world's game changers and joy bringers.
Yeah, please sit down, buckle up, and get ready for an exclusive roundup of our favorite tools, reads, listens, and views that have shaped BJ and my year. From innovative business tools that transformed our workdays to enlightening books that expanded our minds, captivating podcasts that kept us company, and YouTube channels that entertained and educated us, we're diving deep into the treasures that made 2023 a year to remember.
So tune in, take notes, and maybe you'll find your next favorite thing as we explore the best of business and beyond. Here's to discovering the best and the inspirations that have propelled us forward. Welcome to some of our favorite things.
Well, first of all, we're going to start off with our favorite tools. Okay. I can't start without saying Chat GPT. And now you've probably heard a lot about this, but basically, if you're not familiar with it, it's an advanced language model developed by a company called OpenAI. It utilizes deep learning techniques to understand and generate human-like text. It converses with you, it answers questions, it solves problems, and it generates content. I ask everyone listening today to open it up and play with it, and it will
Exactly.
change the way you think.
Yeah, I think it's phenomenal. Um, Google Workspace was mine. Google Workspace. It's an amazing, versatile workspace for every size team. The ability to work with all of my people is just unparalleled. I
Yeah.
can't believe the amount that it blends everybody. You have quick learning capabilities. It mirrors a lot of the things you have in Office. The one thing that beats Office on is the ability to work as teams extremely strongly. And it's not clunky. It's not clunky.
Yeah.
Beautiful interface. I love the interface.
Yeah. BJ and I use it for our podcasts all the time. We work together on our script, on the things we want to talk about, and it just does it in the background. It never becomes a problem. So it's wonderful. The best tools are the ones that work in the background.
Exactly. Definitely. Bring us our next one.
Yeah, another tool that I used a lot this year is Grammarly. Um, Grammarly, if you're not familiar, is a digital writing tool that uses artificial intelligence to improve your text quality. It checks for grammatical errors, spelling mistakes, and plagiarism, while also suggesting style improvements. It really refined and streamlined my writing. Um, I
I,
now
I
I could be more flow of thought, and then Grammarly catches any incidental commas or periods or grammar mistakes, so I don't
doesn't
have to
bleed
worry
out.
about that.
Right. And I work with an extremely young team in one of the companies I work for. Very young team, extremely energetic, and I love their enthusiasm. Not that very good at writing.
Yeah,
And but it's okay. I said to them, no, no, don't even worry about that. You have fantastic ideas. It's going to go through Grammarly. You're going to learn a lot this year to better your business writing. And Grammarly, thank God,
it's
has
it's
fresh.
wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful because it keeps me, I mean, if I want to change something on my website, it'll catch something, or if, in my newsletter or my articles that I write, or even my email correspondence. If I have to write an important email, it will check everything to make sure I'm grammatically correct in all of my correspondence and I look professional. So feel free to check it out. I would encourage you to pay. It's not that expensive. Pay for the yearly subscription. Just do it.
Yeah, definitely. It's worth it for sure. Now let's go on to our favorite books. Now mine, I'm picking Spare by Prince Henry, Duke of Sussex. Yes, it's a searing portrayal of his brief time here on Earth. 39 years of, of experience and how he has held a grudge for everything that has happened. Why did I pick Spare? I picked it because it is an important business lesson. If you think of the family firm, which is his family, they did him an injustice by not getting him therapy when they needed to. And they don't run well.
Yeah.
That family firm does not run well. If we were to get in there, we would have somebody get in there, sweep it all out, get the whole thing modernized, get everybody in place that need to be in place. And Prince Harry is the future. He's the guy that could do so much.
Yeah.
He has Invictus Games, he has so many things going on. He could do so much, but he's hampered by the fact of his grudge.
Yeah.
And there's a book that Rich is going to suggest. And I just want you to realize, read other books, but see it from your business angle. What were some of those things going on in the Spare that you got to be aware of? It's the old one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch.
Yeah.
And that can happen on your team. And you need to be able to nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. So, anyway, that's the book I chose.
Well, my book is probably the exact antithesis of
Yes.
BJ's book, which is Be Useful: Seven Tools for Life by Arnold Schwarzenegger. I really admire Arnold. And he starts out the book very succinctly saying, I've screwed up in my life. I've made mistakes, but I've gotten through them. It's a practical guide and it draws from his diverse experiences in bodybuilding, acting, and politics. And what he does is he presents seven foundational principles that has shaped his success. And it's just such a great book. I'm halfway through it and I'm recommending it to my family and friends. I go, it's an incredible book for the holiday. So check
Right.
it out.
Yeah. Quick read. Quick read. Now I'm going into the future. I know I'm not supposed to do that because we were doing 2023, but I feel okay about it because Kara Swisher has been promoting it forever. And Rich and I get a ton of books pre pub date.
Yeah.
So I never remember that, it's not out yet. It will be in February. So no worries. It's called The Burn Book, a tech love story. And it is written by the award winning journalist, Kara Swisher. And she is witty, she's scathing, but it's a pretty fair accounting of the tech industry and what is going on and its founders. She had access to all these people. This is like part kind of bio, part understanding the tech titans. And they'd always brag about move fast, break things, and all that kind of stuff. Well, Kara Swisher went faster than them, and she broke the news. I absolutely love her, and she has really gotten in there to understand. I mean, the CEOs hate her. All of them are like scathing, but then they got to meet with her. So she has a really diverse way of handling, a little jokey, a little fun, but man, oh man, she's got a lot of history in there. And most of all, it's a necessary reaccounting of the tech's most powerful players. I'm totally into the book. Totally. February, you got to go run out and get it. I loved it.
Well, my book is a biography of one of the most beloved people in the news today, Elon Musk by Walter Isaacson.
You're
Whether
killing me.
you love him or you hate him or you're in between, this is once again one of Walter Isaacson's most comprehensive biographies. You really get to know Elon. And Walter wrote his last one on Steve Jobs, which I love too. It delves into the life and mind of one of the most revolutionary entrepreneurs of our time. Again, whether you love him or hate him, you need to read this book. And it really gives you a better understanding of where he's coming from and what he's trying to do. He is a visionary tech entrepreneur and a leading force in space, automotive, transportation, technology, software. If you want to really know what drives Elon Musk, you need to read this book.
I'm going to say maybe XXX. No, no, no. But I'm encouraged by your enthusiasm about it. I see him. I want Walter Isaacson to come back in about 5 years and do an addendum, because I think he's in a rough patch right now. That's all I'm saying. But exciting. It's an exciting book. Our favorite podcast, Rich. I'm going to go with Pivot by Kara Swisher and Scott Galloway. What I love about Pivot is, first of all, it's like everything that's happening right now. I'm crazy about the tech industry, and they have a phenomenal touch point to all these incredible people. So whenever something comes up, ChatGPT, she's, crazy about Elon Musk. There's just tons of things going on. She has her pulse on everything. And then Scott Galloway is amazing. He's amazing. He always has insight and really horrible jokes. And we love him. They've done a great job with that podcast. And it's really taken off. I love it.
That I love Pivot too. It's entertaining, and Scott Galloway always adds in some hilarity to the whole thing. My podcast that I listen to all the time is called the All In Podcast, and it's with four accomplished businessmen: Chamath Palihapitiya, Jason Calacanis, David Sachs, and David Friedberg. These are four millionaire billionaires who debate and dissect the latest in technology, business, and politics. And they've got insider perspectives that you normally won't hear. And they offer candid discussions, sharp insights, and a no holds barred look at current events. I learn and laugh more than I've ever had. In fact, the last 3 to 6 months, they've had on presidential candidates come on, where they're on for 2 hours, where you really get an
Wow.
in-depth
Wow.
interview of some of our candidates that are running for president. So it's a great podcast. They always are at the burning edge of technology and stuff. So listen to it.
The next one is Morning Brew Daily. And I would have never thought of this one. It is two young guys, and they have done a phenomenal job. Neil Fryman and Toby Howell. Toby's younger than Neil, but Neil's only, just hitting 30, very young. And what is amazing about Morning Brew is that, they're not tech specialists. They're not, the money guys, but they report the news based on what's going on. And they have such a clear perspective. It's so energizing. And I love how they got a little humor in there. They have their, very funny ways of kind of segueing and how they handle it. But I have really enjoyed listening to them. And I think that Bill, that's going to grow with them. That's going to grow with them. They've got a great show going.
And my final podcast is one of my favorites, and in my opinion, he's probably going to go down in history as like one of the best interviewers that's out there, like David Susskind and a number of other people. It's the Lex Friedman podcast. Lex's podcast is really a series of thoughtful, conversations. And I really mean that. He's very thoughtful. He really researches and he asks insightful questions and he explores deep questions in science, technology, philosophy, human nature. He interviews world-class guests from various fields, offering insightful and profound dialogues that probe the depths of the human mind. He's one of the greatest interviewers of our age. The thing that I like is he takes his time. Again, 2 hour podcast. He just interviewed Elon Musk, and people that don't like him, watch the interview, and you'll start to get a better idea of some of these people that you might hate because of the news, and he changes your mind. So check it out.
I love that. I love that. And and that's why we're listening to a lot of these things. Rich and I
Yeah.
do a lot of travel and a lot of, we're in the car and all that kind of stuff. And I'm telling you that listening to something like this is just mind expanding, which is great. Hey, take us into our favorite YouTubers. Rich is our YouTuber.
Okay.
Hey, not as much, but Rich loves his YouTube. Go ahead.
Well, one of my first YouTubers that I watch religiously is Johnny Harris. He's got almost 5 million subscribers. He's a filmmaker and journalist known for producing compelling videos that blend storytelling and insightful analysis on global issues. He really focuses on borders, culture, international conflicts, offering you a deep dive into the complexities of the world. It's he always expands my thinking and sometimes changes my mind on topics with his in-depth reporting. And it's a welcome respite to our over media saturated world of gotcha journalism, where
Yeah.
they just immediately take the other side to get clicks. He's not getting clicks, he's getting actual subscribers that care about what he has to say.
I love it. I love it. Now here's one we're repeating. We're bringing back. Both Rich and I just love her.
Yeah.
It's April Wilkerson. She has 1.54 million subscribers. She has really built numerous businesses. Her most recent being a golf simulator shop next to her wood shop, and she is just about to embark on another one, which is an RV park, which she was given, 20 acres, and she's going to be doing that. But what's interesting is she talks about the businesses, and she talks about the businesses as a whole and what she struggles with and what she goes through right now. The wood shop does not have a really effective lead for that.
Yeah.
And she talks about the trials of that and how she needs to have joy. She
Yeah.
needs, not abundant like crazy amount, but she needs that ability that all the businesses have a logical feed into each other. And it's incredible to get to watch her do all these things, but I get it. I get it. She wants that ability to know that every one of them is doing well. She's not scared of failure. In
Yeah,
fact,
that's I agree. I agree.
yeah,
She's I admire her. I've been following her for years, and I have to say there was one part where I fell out of love because she was moving away from some of her basic things, but she's actually come back into it. But I really admire her entrepreneurial spirit.
yeah.
And she just keeps going and going and going. We'd love to interview her on our podcast someday.
Oh, we
So,
absolutely would. It'd be the best hour we ever had. That would be great.
absolutely. The final YouTuber that I follow, she's very young. Her name's Cleo Abram. Her YouTube is called Huge If True. She has over 2.5 million subscribers. She is renowned for explanatory videos on technology, economics, and policy. And she has a very clear and engaging, if not motivational, narrative style. And she breaks down complex topics into understandable insights. Um, helping viewers appreciate the nuances and impacts of contemporary issues. I love her enthusiasm and in-depth analyses of new tech, and we should all keep our eye on her. She's just wonderful.
Incredible energy, incredible. And I think about that. I think about how, these are people who are young, and they're the ones who are pushing us into the future. I just love it.
Yeah, she's reaching 2.3 million people. Okay. That's more than watches CNN. Okay.
Right.
And she's just doing it on her own. She's got her, and she's hopefully making money and doing things. I hope she gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, that's a great person to choose. Well, listen, thanks everybody for turning into the best small business show. If this episode has been valuable to you, subscribe and share it with other budding entrepreneurs who could benefit.
And you can reach out to me, richg.com, and find BJ at newrenew.com.
Thanks to our editor and producer, Richard Scalzo, for sticking with us all year. Have an unbelievable week and catch you in 2024.
Yes.